What up, peeps? Welcome back to a pickup video. I feel like I just made my last one only like a couple weeks ago, which is very unusual for these types of videos. Normally, I feel like I upload one maybe every couple months, but I've just been getting so much stuff recently that it's kind of piling up, and it's time to get everything filmed so that I can get it put away. So, normally, when I film these pickup videos, I do it all in one take. It's usually just one shot, and I go through everything. I've usually got it lined up around me in like a big half circle thing. But for this one, there's going to be two shots. This first part, this first little section, is going to be all of the bigger stuff that I have to show, because there's quite a lot of it, and I do not have enough room to have all this, plus all the games and everything else. So we're going to do two shots here. The first one, like I said, is going to be all the bigger stuff, boxed consoles, stuff like that. So, we're just going to jump in, start off with this toy. Just got this one recently. I'm pretty sure you guys saw this in the vlog, but this is the Pokemon DP Battle Dimension Sinnoh Pokédex, which is still factory sealed, and it comes with 3 figures up here. Most of the ones that you'll see on eBay of this Pokédex sealed do not have the figures. So there's 2 different versions. This one appears to be much harder to find, and pretty cool piece to add to the collection. And then I have some console boxes, or boxes of manuals, I should say. I'm not extremely worried about getting the physical consoles to put in these, because they're just box variants, basically. So I've already got systems. I've probably got multiple in the other boxes. These ones are just box variants, and eventually I would like to have them complete, but if I find them box and manual only, I'm perfectly happy with those until I can just pop a system in eventually. They're common systems. We get them all the time at the store. It's not a big deal. Box only is fine with me. So we have a PlayStation 2 box, just your standard blue console here, and I keep track of them in my spreadsheet based on the model number. This particular one is SCPH-39001/97004. So this model number, when I was putting it into my spreadsheet, was very close to another one. This is 39001. There's another one that's 39000. And then this is 97004, and I think the other one was 97001. So they're pretty close, but they are a little bit different. I'm pretty sure that the actual box looks different as well, so it's not just another blue box with a different number. It actually looks different on the front. And then also we have a PlayStation 2 Slim box, just for a standard black console. Number is SCPH-97001 CB, and then /97701. So just a couple box variants there. This technically is another box variant, but this one actually is in beautiful condition, and this is one variant that I did not have, so I'm very happy to get this. It is almost perfect, and this is the box for the Jungle Green Donkey Kong 64 set, for the Nintendo 64, of course. So I have a Jungle Green system box, but I don't have the Donkey Kong bundle of that. This is the only Funtastic system that was released in North America with like a pack-in game. So the Jungle Green console is the most common of the Funtastics because it got released twice. It had its regular release, and then this one here, which came with Donkey Kong and the expansion pack and all that. So very, very nice condition, like I said. Very, very happy to have that one. That one also does not have a console, but once again, I'm not really worried about the consoles. That's the easy part to find. So next up, this is another empty box, no console. This is just a variant for the Nintendo Switch. This is the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Bundle. So I believe actually most of our Nintendo Switch boxes actually do have the consoles because we bought them new. I got the one with the 2 gray Joy-Cons originally, and then we got Abby, I believe, the Mario Odyssey bundle, so we each had a Switch. And then, so I think we actually have the box for the red and blue Joy-Cons, which is empty. I think I found that at the outlet or something. And then we have the Animal Crossing Switch, and then Abby has 2 Switch lights, the Pokemon one and the coral pink looking one. So this is just another box variant that we didn't have. I actually have one more box variant at the store right now that I have not brought home yet, so that'll be in the next pickup video. I can't remember what the bundle is, but it's one that we don't have, so which is kind of cool. And then a couple Switch games that I figured I would show here because they're in pretty large boxes. We have the Bass Pro Shops The Strike Championship Edition. And this comes in a big box with like the steering wheel, or not the steering wheel, the fishing rod controller attachment thing. This is factory sealed, but the box does have a hole right here. It's got a hole in the bottom, so it's not perfect, but just a really weird bundle, and figured I would keep it once we got it. And then the other Switch game is Saturday Morning RPG, the limited edition. Comes in the big box here with this little paper cover. It's been opened from the bottom. And yeah, this is super, super cool. Someone donated this to our collection, which we, like I've mentioned many times before, we typically do not want to accept things like that. But it's definitely appreciated. If you are ever watching our videos and you have the thought or the intention that you want to donate something to our collection, please do not. If it's something that we're actually looking for, we'd be very happy to make a trade or purchase it from you, but we do not like accepting donations, so please do not try to donate anything. If you want to sell something, let us know. But this was donated. Very gracious, very awesome. Saturday Morning RPG, limited run, I thought it was. Yeah, limited run. It doesn't say which number on the back, but yeah, one that I did not have. Very, very cool. And then another empty box is just another variant for the original Xbox. This is like the sports pack or whatever. It comes with NCAA football and Top Spin, the double pack game. This box is really, really nice condition too. So, very happy with that. One I did not have. I have the Halo one, and I think just like a standard one with no pack-in game, or maybe it has the Sega GT 2002. Either way, very nice conditioned box. And then we have a Nintendo 64 controller. This is the, I believe it's Denshin Day Go, which is like it's a Japanese exclusive game that is like a train conductor driving type thing, and this controller was made for that game. So there it is. It's got a little bit of a rip on the front right here, and one on the top. Not a big deal. Very cool, weird controller addition to the collection. I've got a kitten here that decided to join me. This is Arya. Hi, kitten. Don't bump the camera, please. Go. Next up is a condition upgrade for a box, and this is the Indigo Nintendo GameCube. This box is in very, very nice condition. This one's pretty minty, I would say. My original box that I had for this console was not in bad condition. It was in average condition, and it didn't have the cardboard inserts or the baggies, but it did have the paperwork. This one came into the store only missing the paperwork, so I was able to combine the two, and we have a very nice, complete, minty Indigo GameCube, which, of the standard color GameCube consoles, just black, silver, or indigo, the indigo one is the hardest one to find, especially in good condition, so very, very happy with that. And then the last bigger item that I have before we jump into all the games is a console that this is the first one I have ever owned, and to get one complete is very, very cool. I'm missing the styrofoam inserts, and I don't remember if it has the paperwork. Okay, it does have the paperwork, but it is missing the styrofoam inserts, which kind of sucks, but can't really complain too much. This is a complete-in-box Vectrex system. And I'm not going to hold it up too long because it's basically a television. It's pretty heavy. But as you can see, the side, the top, and the other side all has damage from where there used to be some tape closing the box and somebody ripped it off. And you can tell on this side that it was duct tape, unfortunately. So there's really no getting around that. If you put duct tape on a cardboard box and then rip it off, it's not going to come off cleanly. But still, very, very cool. We have a bunch of Vectrex games that came with it that I'm going to be showing you here in just a second. So now that I've cleared all of these big items out of the way, I'm going to cut. I'm going to set up all the rest of the stuff, and then we're going to continue on checking out all the other games, accessories, and whatever else we have to show you guys. So I finally got everything set up. This took me, I don't know, 20 minutes. Everything is in these boxes. I had to take them out, organize it, but we're all ready to go. So I'm going to start off with the stuff that is not video games first. So just a little thing to put on the shelf. We have a little pack of the Super Mario Brothers movie trading cards. And then this, I can't remember what game this is supposed to go in. I think it's Metal Slug for the DS, but we got a copy in at the store that had this little bonus disc thing, and I'm pretty sure mine did not have it. I can't remember the game. I'm pretty sure it was Metal Slug. If it's not, I do remember that whatever game it was, I also have a cardboard slipcover for it, so I'm pretty sure that that is Metal Slug, but I'll have to double check. And then right here, this is a pre-order bonus for Castlevania Portrait of Ruin for the DS. So it's got this, I think it's like a poster, and then we've also got like a little art book and something else in here. This thing is pretty cheap if you want to track one down. We also have a soundtrack, a stylus, and a little case that will hold a couple cartridges. So this one came into the store because someone also traded in the game. They traded in the game, then brought this back a few days later, and they were like, oh, this is supposed to go with that game, I just forgot it. So I decided to hold on to this for my collection, and then Ryan was jealous of it to the point that he went on eBay and bought one. They're only like 30-40 bucks, so if you want one, they're pretty cheap and pretty cool in my opinion. And then we have a blue, I think the official color is Electric Blue 2. It's blue and black, it's a 2DS, and this is a refurbished variant box directly from Nintendo's website. I didn't order it, but they have another one right now that I'm looking at. It's some sort of red, but it's in a refurbished box as well, and pretty sure I don't have that one. And then we have a Final Fantasy VII Extra Knights Tifa Lockhart figure with the frog. And I have a lot of these figures. I think I'm only missing one at this point. But yeah, very, very cool. It'll be a really nice set to finish once I do. I also have a Nintendo NES Classic controller. This is directly from Nintendo's website as well. This is a refurbished one. So it comes in the little poly bag here with the refurbished sticker directly from Nintendo. I love collecting those refurbished variants, if you want to call them that. I just know that they're going to be very difficult to find in the future, and there are some products similar to that from like the NES and Super Nintendo era, and those are very, very hard to find, so I'm kind of planning ahead with these ones. And then we have a factory sealed Game Boy player for the Nintendo GameCube. Super, super cool. It's got a few cracks on the plastic, which is normal for these blister pack things, but it stands up very well. Overall, it's in very, very nice condition. Very glad to get that one. And then a couple more controllers. I have the Club Nintendo Mario controller, the Japanese version. There is also I think a European or PAL territory one, but it did not come out in the United States, so very happy to get that. And then another controller is the Smoke Japanese Nintendo 64 controller. This is one of the items that got stolen when that guy shoplifted a bunch of stuff from our store, and we got it back. But this is brand new on the inside, and here's how you can tell. So not only does it have the cardboard insert, it's got the paperwork, it's got the baggie for the controller, but if we take this out, well, not only is it in perfect condition, but there's a baggie on the cable. This blue baggie, this is originally how it came packed. Inside, you might not be able to see, but inside the bag there is a twist tie around the cable. Then the blue bag goes on. Then there's another twist tie right there to hold it closed. That is how they would originally pack these from the factory. So chances are, if you see a controller like that, it's pretty much brand new, unless whoever bought it put it back in the exact same way. And what are the chances of that really happening? So this controller, in my opinion, is brand new. And I think that that is pretty cool. And the box is in really nice condition, of course, as well. Alright, so I believe that that is pretty much all of like the accessories and stuff like that. So now we're going to get into the games, and there are a lot of them. If I didn't say it already, make sure you have a snack or a drink or something. Put this on in the background while you're doing something else. This is going to be a long video. It's probably been pretty long already. So, just because they're here and in my way, I'm going to go through the Vectrex games, and actually a couple accessories as well. These all came with the system, and these are all complete aside from one which just doesn't have the plastic insert for the box. So we have Starhawk, and I have not played any of these yet. When we took it in, Ryan was able to test it, and he tested a few games. Everything works great. But this is actually, like, I'm not really into the older systems that much, but this is one that I am so interested in. Like, I wanted Ryan to leave it hooked up at the store so that I could play it. We couldn't do that. It took up too much counter space. But this is one that I think, similar to how Metal Jesus has it, in the future, I would love to have it set up in the game room to just play at any time. I think it'd be really cool. I'd love to tinker around with it. We have Animaction, which is one of the light pen games, which is pretty cool because we have the light pen as well. We have Pole Position. So these have all their overlays and manual and all that. This is the only one that does not have the cardboard insert or plastic insert, but it does have the overlays manual game. That is Berserk. It doesn't want to stay closed because it's missing that insert. And then we have Scramble, Fortress of Narzod, and I'm pretty sure all of these came from the same place. They all have Sears stickers on them, but also on the top of the Vectrex console box, there's a garage sale tag that says something like Vectrex and all games $25. That's crazy. Here is the light pen, which, even to just get one of these without the box is kind of expensive. With the box, who knows? It's really hard to find like a sold listing for one like that, but it's at least a couple $100, which is really, really weird. Then we have Armor Attack. And the last game is Bedlam. And then lastly, this is another really cool thing. You guys know I love collecting extra controllers and stuff, and this is an extra control panel for the Vectrex in the box. So, also with the Sears sticker. So pretty cool stuff there. We only have 2 Wii games, and these are both filler titles, but they're both sealed, so I decided to hold on to them. We have MLB 2K9 and Family Party 90 Great Games Party Pack. Nothing too special there. For the Nintendo Switch, we usually have a huge stack of games, not that many this time. We have the Toki Retro Lector Edition, which is a GameStop exclusive. Big box there. And then Abby gave me these two as part of my birthday presents. We have Crystal Crisis in the big box, the, I guess, launch edition, I think is what they call it. And then also Minecraft Dungeons Hero Edition, which I would definitely like to play at some point. I do like Minecraft. And then we have Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town. This is an opened copy, which I actually plan on playing. And then I have a sealed copy that I just got, which is, it includes the pre-order bonus, like the pink cow that is factory sealed to the front of the case. That is still at the store. You'll see that in the next pickup video, but I got this one. Someone traded in. I'm going to end up playing that one at some point. And then the last Nintendo Switch game is Chroma, I think it's Chroma Squad, from Super Rare. It's in this little bubble wrap here, so it's kind of hard to tell. Someone traded this into the store, though. We have a local guy who, I believe that he's pre-ordering every Super Rare game for the Switch that's coming out, because they pretty much all go up in value. So he's pre-ordering them all, and then I think he's just trading them in as he gets them, because that's not the first one that he's traded in. But either way, happy with that. So moving on to the Wii U, you guys may or may not know that I have a complete set of Wii U games, missing some variants and stuff like that, but I have one of each game, at least for the United States releases. So these well, I guess this last one here completes that set once again. You can complete a set, but if they keep releasing games for it, you have to keep getting them. So to complete the set once again, we have Shakedown Hawaii for the Wii U. This is the regular one, and then we also have the Collector's Edition, which comes in a little plastic protector case thing. So there's those. And then this is a very weird, like, unofficial collector's thing, but this is Zombie U, the Bonus Box Edition. And, yeah, apparently this is one guy who has started this little company project, I don't even know what to call it, called Bonus Box, and this is numbered 76 out of 1,000. So, there's only 1,000 of these made, and it is a legitimate factory-sealed copy of the game inside here, and then so this game to get sealed is pretty cheap anyway, so I'm sure what ended up happening is he bought 1,000 of these from somewhere, most likely from just a couple places. He probably got a bulk deal. So he buys 1,000 of them, he puts some bonus stuff in here, puts it in a bigger box, and repackages it, which I think is pretty cool. It's not official. This is not something that is, like, you know, licensed by Nintendo or anything like that, but I still think it's pretty cool. And this particular one, I think this is the first one that they've done. This includes an exclusive, it's a Rob Santella, or I think it's Santello or I can't read it. Rob something zombie portraits. So this is obviously still sealed. It's got the stickers on there, but from what I remember seeing the photos, there is like an art print in here from that artist, and he signed them all. And I don't know if he's the one who did the cover or what, but still, I think it's kind of cool. And yeah, I like collecting for the Wii U, so now that the set is done, I just need those weird variants that are really hard to find. And then if anything else like this comes out, I'll add it to the collection, just because I like collecting for the Wii U, and I don't really want to stop. So, moving on, we have some Virtual Boy stuff, and you guys might know that I'm going for the complete Virtual Boy set, and I'm very, very close for the North American set. I'm only missing Jack Bros, of course, which is a very expensive one, and then Nestor's Funky Bowling. But I bought a boxed Japanese Virtual Boy off of eBay, and it came with a stack of games, and they're in such good condition, and there were so many of them here, that I decided to just hold on to these as well. The Virtual Boy only got 14 releases in the United States, and I think in Japan it was like 22 or 24. So there's not that many. So this is a good chunk of the Japanese set knocked off the list as well. So we have, I think it's just Virtual League Baseball 95, Galactic Pinball, V Tetris, Panic Bomber, Vertical Force, I think this is Red Alarm, and then Tellero Boxer. So, as you can tell, the majority of these are not Japanese exclusives. I would like to get the Japanese exclusive ones more than the multiple region releases, but they were in such good condition, and the whole bundle was cheap enough that we sold the console in the store, and basically that made all of those free. So, why not? Moving on, I have 3 PlayStation Vita games. I don't normally add Vita games to the collection, but these are all factory sealed. They're all also very cheap, so it didn't really do much to keep them in terms of, a financial thing. It's a weird way to say that. Basically, these are cheap sealed games, so I didn't feel bad about keeping them. We have Exist Archive. This name, Mega Tag Mention Blank vs. Zombies plus Neptune. And then, I think it's May or My Labyrinth of Death. And all of these games go for like 15 to 20 bucks factory sealed. So, not very expensive, but they seem like uncommon titles, so why not? Moving on to original Xbox. I don't normally add a lot of Xbox games to the collection. My plan, once I finished the Nintendo 64 and the Wii U sets, was to focus on GameCube and original Xbox. And I have definitely been focusing on GameCube. I've got a ton of GameCube games here to show you. but I haven't really been focusing on Xbox, and what seems to happen is that I've more been focusing on Dreamcast. So my plans aren't really working out, which is fine. I can obviously do whatever I want, but I would like to focus on Xbox once I finish the GameCube set. And so there's just one game here that I didn't have, and that's Shenmue 2. But then a couple other things. I have another cover variant for the FABLE limited edition bonus DVD. This one, as you can tell, is like a blue and green cover. I have, I believe, like a purplish cover and like a red or yellow type cover. I can't really remember. But I think this is my third cover variant. I don't even know how many there are. I just, whenever I see them, I check and see which ones I have, and if I don't have it, I'll grab it. So I think it's kind of cool. And then I just have two Xbox demos here. I believe these are the magazine ones. This is number 17 and 19. And I'm kind of going for a full set of these, not for 360, but also not in the paper sleeves, only in the big plastic cases. I don't really know much about it. I don't really see these that often. I think I probably have like 12 or 13 of them so far, but I think it's kind of cool. And then moving on to another system that I don't normally get a lot of stuff for, and this is PSP. So I have Loco Roco. This one was actually sent in a box with a bunch of random stuff as like a donation once again, and it was to split amongst the crew. So I gave Ryan pretty much whatever ones he wanted, and then whichever ones I didn't have that were left over, I decided to keep for myself. So Loco Roco I have, but I only have it sealed, so I wanted to get an opened one. And then with this one, I only had it opened, so it's a sealed Patapon 2. And then we also have a sealed Patapon 3. And these are in extra little baggies to protect them, but they are sealed. And then lastly, when it comes to PSP, or any system that I'm not really focusing on, as I'm sure you guys can probably tell, I don't go after everything I don't have. If a game gets traded into the store that I do not have, it has to be something kind of special for me to want to keep it if it's not a system that I'm focusing on. For GameCube, whatever games I don't have, I'm keeping. Luckily, at this point, they're all filler titles. But for PSP, it has to be like some sort of special edition, or like an RPG, or a sealed game, something like that. So we have Blazing Souls Axolate, I think is what it is. It's a cheap game. It's like $12, but still, RPG. And then lastly, this one not only is like a tactical RPG, but it's also sealed, and that is Ragnarok Tactics. And this one's pretty expensive. I think a sealed copy goes for like $100. At least when I looked it up. That could be different by now, but pretty cool stuff. So, what should we do next? Let's go with TurboGrafx, which is another console I don't usually get a lot of stuff for, and it's not for lack of trying, it's just because TurboGrafx stuff, as you can imagine, is not super easy to find. So, first up we have Bonk's Revenge and Bonk's Adventure. Very glad to get those, and I have 4 games here. They're all complete in case. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 boxes total, and I think some of those are Turbo CD, so it doesn't even really count. But most of the ones I have are just complete in case. This one actually was an eBay purchase, and that is Parasol Stars, which is pretty cool. The Story of Bubble Bobble 3. And that was a good deal, which is why I bought it. And then lastly, the coolest one in my opinion, we have Splatterhouse. Really cool stuff. Moving on to PlayStation 1. And yeah, there's some good ones in here. So, first up we have Soul Blade, a Black Label copy. Usually if you see this game complete, it's going to be Greatest Hits, and that's normally what we would get in at the store. So once we got a Black Label one, I decided to hold on to it. We have a sealed copy of NHL 99. I have an opened one, but not a sealed one, so why not? This is just an uncommon game, not very expensive, but it came into the store, and I was like, I never see this game. Might as well hold on to it, and that is Soul Divide. And then we have another long box game here, which I did not have. My long box games are up there, and I can't even tell how many I've got. I've got 30, 40, something like that. I really love collecting the long box games. I do not see them very often. Sometimes if we go to other game stores, they'll have a couple here and there, but usually they're ones that I already have. There's some of them that are really, really common. So this one, I feel like I've seen this before, I just didn't have it. This is in really nice condition though, and that is Siberia. And then this one I bought from a store here in Vancouver that just opened up. It's called Hidden Treasures Thrift Store, but it's pretty much a video game store. It's very, very small. There's not much to say about it just yet. They just opened. We'll see what happens. I'm excited that there's another store. But like I said, it's very, very small. It's like a quarter of the size of our store, which our store is small. But that is Panzerfront. And I believe this was like $12 or something, which is a decent price. But this is just a game that I've never seen before, and so figured I'd hold on to it. And then we have, I believe it's pronounced Gekio Shooting King from Natsume. And then the one that I'm most excited about, because I already have the second one, so I was glad to finally get the first one knocked off the list, and that is Tales of Destiny. So we've gotten this game at the store a couple times recently, so we actually, that one plus the one that we have at the store right now, we're both there at the same exact time, so I didn't feel too bad about keeping one since we already had another one. Moving on to original DS, we have Mega Man 5 Battle Network Double Team. This is the first and only Mega Man game that I have so far for the original DS. I'm not even sure how many they released. I feel like I've never seen this one before getting this copy, so figured I'd hold on to it. Then the other three DS games that I have here are all factory sealed. And I show you guys in these videos a lot of factory sealed games that I'm keeping for my collection. However, I have decided, and I've talked about this a lot already, but I've decided that I don't really care that much about sealed games. So if they happen to be expensive, which these next three are, my plan is to get them graded and then sell them. And whatever money I get from selling them, some of it will probably go into savings, of course, but I will use a portion of it to buy something else for the collection that I'm looking for, mostly just complete in box type stuff. Sealed is cool, but I'm happy with complete in box. So these ones are most likely going to be graded and then sold. We have Dragon Quest VI Realms of Revelation with an old sticker on the back for $28.97 from 2016. And then we also have Dragon Quest IX Dragon Quest IV, Chapters of the Chosen. And then lastly, we have Pokemon Black Version 2. This one's in an extra protector. But yeah, those three are all kind of expensive, even not graded. But getting them graded and then selling them, they should go for a decent amount, which will equate to getting something pretty cool for the collection. I'm trying to get my phone out of my pocket because I'm like leaning on it weird and it's very uncomfortable. Ugh. Whew, it's 10:36 p.m. right now. I need to get this done and get to bed. Alright, moving on to 3DS. These ones are in no particular order. As you can probably tell on some of them, I try to save the best game for last in the stack. These ones I didn't do that for. We have Etrian Odyssey 2, Untold, The Fafnir Knight. This is a soundtrack bundle. We also have Etrian Mystery Dungeon, the soundtrack bundle. This one still has the plastic on it, which is kind of cool. Then we have Yokai Watch 2, Bony Spirits. This is a sealed copy. Senran Kagura Deep Crimson, Double D Edition. In the big box there. Sega 3D Classics Collection. Pretty cool little compilation. This is just a game I'd never heard of or seen before, and when it comes to RPGs that I've never seen before, I usually hold on to them for the collection if I don't have it yet. Lord of Magna, Maiden Heaven. And then we have Story of Seasons. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions. This is a sealed copy. Langrisser Incarnation Tensei. And And I actually got like a little art book and I think soundtrack for this, but no outer box. My voice just cracked right there. But I actually didn't even look into it. I don't know if it came with an outer box. I'm assuming it did. I do not have it, but I have the other stuff for it, so whatever. And then we have Etrian Odyssey Nexus and Pokemon Rumble World. So, cool additions to the 3DS collection. Moving on to PlayStation 2, every single one of these is factory sealed except for the last one, which is the best one. So, we have Auto Modellista, SOCOM 2 US Navy Seals. I think I have like all the SOCOM games now sealed for PS2. They seem to be pretty common. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. This is sealed, but the whole top is like ripped up. It's all ripped open at the top there. Clearly still never been opened, but it's not in great condition. Enter the Matrix. And then we have Wild Arms 4, which this one's in pretty nice condition. I was probably going to get this one graded to sell also. It does have this security sticker here, which unfortunately is probably not going to come off very easy. But I bought this from another game store's website. They actually had 2 copies, and I bought both of them. We already sold the other one in the store, and it essentially pays for this one. So this ended up kind of being free. I wasn't planning on keeping either of them until I saw that it was in such nice condition, aside from that sticker. The other one had a small rip in it, which is the one that we sold. So, very happy with that. And then the last one here, this is one game in particular that I know I did not show in a vlog. This was like one of the main ones out of everything that I didn't show you guys yet, and I kind of sometimes mention it when I keep something that I'm not showing, because I want you guys to have something new to look at when you watch these pickup videos. I don't want you to just see recycled stuff from the vlogs. So, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it that I kept something pretty cool, but I didn't tell you what it was. And that is a complete copy of Eternal Poison for the PlayStation 2. So, this is an Atlas title. It's one of the ones that has a bonus disc in here. So it's got a soundtrack soundtrack. But it's a complete copy. One that I did not have in the collection, and I don't know the exact value of this game, but I know it's over $100, which is crazy. So, very glad to knock another high-end PS2 title off the list. Once I begin focusing on PlayStation 2, it's gonna get crazy, because I am not even halfway done with the set, and I already have like 900 games, almost 900 games or something, which is crazy. You can see some of them behind me. But yeah, once I start focusing on PS2, I'm going to be adding a lot to the collection in a short amount of time. They're just so easy to find. So I have one Master System game and one Genesis game to show you guys. This one you've seen in the vlogs. This is Ultima 4 for the Master System, a PAL exclusive. Bought this from another game store's website. I pretty much just paid retail for it, but I thought that it was pretty cool. And then the one Genesis game we have is Valis 3. In very nice condition with the hang tab. Pretty cool stuff. I don't add a lot of Genesis games to my collection. I'm sure at some point I'll be focusing on completing the Genesis set, and at that point I'll be adding a ton more. But for now, I kind of treat it like I do a lot of other systems, where I'm only keeping rare stuff, RPGs, or just like weird mid-tier games that I've never heard of. I think last pickup video I showed you guys a couple sports games that I kept, but it was because they were like 15 to 20 bucks. Like something like Team USA basketball or something. I don't know why it's a $20 game. I don't ever want to have to pay 20 bucks for it, so if I get it cheap, I'm going to hold on to it. So, moving on, let's go through GameCube now. This is by far the biggest selection of games that I have to show you for one particular system. And we're going to start off with a bang here. This is the factory-sealed Pokemon Coliseum bonus disc. This one, I also have plans of getting it graded and then selling. And, yeah, this should go for a few $100, which, hopefully, I mean, you never know, but that will be able to be turned into some other awesome stuff for the collection. So, that'll be like in a year, because WATA is really, really backed up. Then, most of these are just filler titles that I did not have yet. I think we're getting pretty close to finishing off the set. I don't have an exact count, but I thought that we were like 120 games away, but I think we're actually like 60 to 80 games away, somewhere in there. Once I get a few more, I'm going to go through the list, and instead of, well, I'm always keeping track of what I have, but instead of going off the list of what I have, I will start going off the list of what I need, and that'll make it pretty easy to see what I don't have. But I'm going to wait till I get a few more games, because it's still like 80 games or whatever. That's a lot. It'll be much easier when it's like 30 or 40 left. So we have Future Tactics, and of course these are all complete. Pool Paradise, Beach Spikers, which is like 15-20 bucks for some reason. Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. Cubics Robots for Everyone. This is a variant which has like a little DVD, kind of like glued to the front of the case there. So, kind of cool. Cabela's Outdoor Adventures. Robotech Battle Cry. And this, I think, is a variant as well. It's got that on the front, and then it has a little bonus DVD. So I'm not 100% sure if they all have that or not, but still cool. I didn't have the game at all. Cabela's Big Game Hunter 2005 Adventures. Bionicle Heroes. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 06. This one's not a filler title, that's Wario World. One of the first GameCube games I ever owned when I was younger. Burnout 2, Point of Impact, which is also like a $20 game for some reason. Star Wars, The Clone Wars. Nick Jr., Dora the Explorer, Journey to the Purple Planet. Shark Tale. NFL Street. Monopoly Party. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six 3. Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 2. Before this bundle of stuff here, I did not have a single Cabela's game for the GameCube, and I'm pretty sure I've got them all now. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Pinball Hall of Fame, the Gottlieb Collection. Mark Davis Pro Bass Challenge. Prince of Persia, The Two Thrones. I've got all 3 Prince of Persia games now. XGRA, Extreme G Racing Association. This is also, I think, like a $20 game. This one's, well, I'll save this one for last, actually. Monster 4x4. MVP Baseball 2005. NBA 2K3. Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex. NBA Live 06. All-Star Baseball 2003. Pretty sure I've got all the All-Star Baseballs now for GameCube. Second Sight. Gladius, which is also like a $20 game. Frogger Beyond. Flushed Away. WrestleMania 18. Codename Kids Next Door. Dead to Rights. And then the last one, which is, I was going to show you in the middle, but I decided to save it for last. It is the most expensive one out of the list, but it's also sealed. The reason that I got it sealed is because I bought this directly from our distributor. And so I get a wholesale price on it, which is cheaper than buying a sealed copy like off of eBay or something like that. And it's pretty much in line with a complete copy price for me. So it has a little bit of a rip in the seal. I'm pretty sure that I got 2 of these. We already sold the other one, but they both had rips. So typically they try to send you the best condition copies first. So if they both had rips, every copy they have left most likely has rips. But that is Samurai Jack: The Shadow of Aku, I think it is. But this is one of the more expensive games that I still needed. I think even just a regular complete copy is like 70 or 80 bucks. I can't remember off the top of my head. So very glad to knock that one off the list. I never see that game in person anywhere, so might as well grab it sealed from our distributor. So we have Sega Saturn, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Super Nintendo, NES, and N64. I'm going to start with N64 here because I only have 2 things. First one's not even that exciting. I have a poster for Bust a Move 99. That just completes my copy. I did not have the poster. And then I have a Japanese exclusive game here, complete in box. And that is Pokemon Stadium Gold and Silver. So this box is in really, really nice condition, nice shape, fully complete. Some of you guys might be thinking, that's not a Japanese exclusive, that came out here. This actually did not come out here. In Japan, there are 3 Pokemon Stadium games for the Nintendo 64. There's Pokemon Stadium 1, Pokemon Stadium 2, and Pokemon Stadium Gold and Silver. So this is different from Pokemon Stadium 2. I couldn't tell you what the differences are, but I know that it's got a different cover, it's got a different title. I'm assuming it's a different game. I'm also assuming that they're probably pretty similar, because Pokemon Stadium 2 basically is Gold and Silver, but this is a different game, so figured why not keep it. Let's go through Game Boy stuff, and then we'll do Super Nintendo, Saturn, and we'll end off with NES. I'm sure some of you guys know why. So for Game Boy, first, I have a bunch of manuals I needed to complete some of my games. First is the manual and all the paperwork for Mario's Picross. So that completes my copy. Also, the manual for Power Mission, the manual for Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, and the other paperwork for it as well. I don't know if this is supposed to go with it, but so those complete my copies. And then one cartridge that I needed, and that is Fire Emblem, the Sacred Stones, which, okay, I think I showed you guys that in the last pickup video, but that completes that one. And then these are in no particular order. We have The Amazing Spider-Man for the original Game Boy, Mega Man Battle Network 3 White version for Game Boy Advance, a sealed copy of Razor Freestyle Scooter for Game Boy Color, a sealed copy of Black Bass Lure Fishing for Game Boy Color, a sealed copy of Madden 2002 for Game Boy Color, and a sealed copy of Sean Palmer's Pro Snowboarder for Game Boy Advance. It's got a big rip right here where it looks like a sticker was taken off. And a sealed copy of Winnie the Pooh Adventures for Game Boy Color. Yes, those games are sealed. No, they are not worth anything. And then we have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 for Game Boy Advance, Tom and Jerry for Game Boy Color, Kirby's Dream Land 2 for original Game Boy, and Yugdra Union Will Never Fight Alone for Game Boy Advance. I believe this was just a condition upgrade for me. I took my lesser condition copy to the store already. It might still be there, it might have sold, I do not remember. But that's the last Game Boy one. I really need to stretch my legs. I've been sitting here for a while, and they're falling asleep. Alright, let's go through some Super Nintendo stuff. I don't have a ton, but there's some really good stuff. First up is a Stunt Race FX Not For Resale cartridge. It's got a big rip on the back, but what are you going to do? Then we have the map for PTO, Pacific Theater of Operations. I still need a manual for this game. If anyone has a manual, please let me know. But someone sent me the map, which was super, super nice. So I've got the box, the cartridge, and the map. Just need the manual to complete it. We have, this is just box and cartridge, so I also need a manual for this, and that is Brain Lord for the Super Nintendo. We have a factory-sealed Super Nintendo game, Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday. Pretty cool. This one, I was going to say, this one was in really nice condition. I was thinking about getting this one graded as well. I don't have a complete copy of this, so if I were to get this graded and sell it, I would then use the money to buy a complete copy and then have some money left over for some other games. But very, very nice condition. And then lastly, this is a game that I've wanted for quite some time, but like I've pretty much mentioned a few times already in this video, I'm focusing on a couple particular systems, so I'm not going out looking on eBay for complete in box Super Nintendo games. This one just happened to be traded into the store, and so I had to keep it. It's not in the best condition, but it is a very hard to find game, so I'm still happy with it, and that is Castlevania Dracula X. Very expensive game. I think it's like in the $400 to $450 range. In this condition, probably less than that, but still very, very cool. Very happy to have that. So moving on to Sega Saturn. These ones I did try to stack up in a particular order. Actually, I think that I kind of abandoned that. Let me let me fix that real quick, because there are some very awesome games in here. I believe that you guys have probably seen the majority of these just because I think I've already showed all these in vlogs, but here they are again. So these ones are not in any particular order, just these are on top because they are in standard jewel cases, but these are sealed copies of Sega Rally Championship Netlink Edition, and also Virtual On Cyber Troopers Netlink Edition. Like I said, those are both factory sealed. And then we have Scorcher, Virtual On Cyber Troopers, so I got the regular one and the Netlink Edition. Alone in the Dark, One-Eyed Jack's Revenge. And it might kind of seem like I'm focusing on Sega Saturn as well. And to a degree, I kind of am, but I'm not looking out for any games. We've just happened to get a lot of them recently. Skeleton Warriors. I think it helps that my friend Sam is really focusing on Saturn, so him getting stuff is hyping me up to get stuff as well. Crypt Killer. Clockwork Knight 2, so we have both of them now. Pandemonium. And then we're getting to the heavies here. We have Shining the Holy Ark, which I thought that I had. I was really surprised to see that I did not. And then we have Sonic Jam. Probably one of the most expensive Sonic games there are, except for the Master System version. But yeah, this is like almost $200. It's ridiculous. And then we have Shining Force 3. And then the big daddy, we have Burning Rangers, which is like $400 or $500, I think. Shining Force is like $300, and then obviously it goes down from there. So aside from some weird variants and stuff like that, like I don't have the Daytona Netlink Edition, which is like ridiculously expensive. But with the addition of these games here, I think that I actually have a majority of the games that are like over $100 for the Saturn, which is really, really cool. My Saturn collection's up there. It's getting pretty big. I think with these, because I just was entering the stuff into my spreadsheet in the past few days, I think that I have like 98 or 97 Saturn games so far, which is pretty cool. I don't remember off the top of my head how many games are in the North American set, but yeah, I'm happy with what I have so far. So moving on to NES. I put them in two different stacks. I have one stack of cheaper games. Some of these are still not even that cheap. But then I have a stack of like the uncommon or expensive games, and that stack is bigger than the cheaper one. I cannot believe the amount of high-end NES games we have gotten recently. Not only traded in at the store, but also in like mail-in trades or in like eBay purchases that I've been able to find or friends have sent me. So it's been really, really, really crazy, and this is like the biggest boost to my NES collection since I bought the complete in box Little Samson, which that's also crazy. That is obviously way more expensive than any of these here, but just the amount of quality games here is crazy. Like 10 times what I would ever have in a normal pickup video. So I'm very happy about this, very excited. I can't wait till we move into our new house and I can actually put all the NES games back on the shelves, because right now everything is boxed up. I am out of room in the game room here, so I had to pick a couple things to box up, and I decided to box up my NES and my original DS, and then like all the amiibo and some other figures and stuff. The NES, I wish I would have picked something else now, like original Xbox or something, because I have so many good NES games here. It'd be really nice to display them, but it's going to have to wait till we move, which hopefully just makes it a little bit more special once we actually do get to put them up. So, starting off with the cheaper ones, these are in no particular order. The other ones I did try to put in order. So, first up we have Arch Rivals. We have Cobra Triangle. We have Tailspin. Super cool. We have The Simpsons, Bart vs. the Space Mutants. I'm pretty sure this was just a condition upgrade. My old box was in really, really bad shape. We also have Tecmo Super Bowl in very, very nice condition overall. This might have also just been a condition upgrade as well. I don't remember, but this has like no creasing, no crushing, nothing like that. Very, very nice condition. And then we have DuckTales, which is super awesome. And then we have Ghosts and Goblins. So Ghosts and Goblins, I probably could have not put in the cheap pile, but I did, and I'm fine with that decision. So, moving on to what I'm calling the better stuff, the expensive stuff. Obviously, DuckTales is probably the best game out of both stacks here in terms of like quality, but in terms of value or rarity, these ones are obviously the harder ones to find. So, we have complete Uncharted Waters. This one is complete, but this was just a condition upgrade over my previous copy, and that is Power Blade. This one has the plastic on the box. I've already mentioned before, I don't think that it's the original plastic. I think this was a reseal, because it does not have an H-seam, but I'm leaving the plastic on there, because why not? It'll protect the box a little bit more. But other than that, it's in mint condition otherwise. This was another condition upgrade, and that is G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. I got my old copy from Buybacks, which was a store here in Vancouver that closed down a while ago now. I can't even remember when, like early 2019, I think it was. But I got my copy, I actually got both the G.I. Joe games from them complete in box for like $35 a piece, which even at that time, that was a really good deal. That was years ago. It was before they closed, obviously. I probably got those from them in 2015, which, that doesn't even sound like it's that long ago, but it's, 5 years ago now. But yeah, so this is a condition upgrade on the box. My other box was not bad. This is just a slight upgrade. This one here, the box is pretty rough, and I do not have a manual for it. But that is Shatterhand. If you guys have a manual for this, please get in contact with me, let me know. You can email me, doublejumpvideogames@yahoo.com. But I am looking for a manual for that one, but it's got the cartridge in there at least. This one I also need a manual for, and a cartridge, actually. So when it comes to games that I have the box and manual for, I'm not necessarily trying to find the cartridges. I will stumble across them when I come across them. The boxes and manuals are the harder parts to find, and I'm not focusing on NES. So if you have a cartridge for one of these that I say I don't have the cartridge for, I'm probably not interested in purchasing it at the moment. Unless, of course, it's going to be like really cheap, which I wouldn't expect, because these are all harder to find games. So if I say that I don't have a cartridge, just understand I'm not really looking to buy one. I will get them eventually. I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about manuals. So if you have a manual for this one as well, please let me know. This is a box for the Cryon Conquest. And this one is in very, very nice condition as well. It's got a little bit of creasing on that side, but I mean overall, it's pretty nice. I said pretty 3 times. That's how nice it is. Next up, this is box and manual only, and that is the Addams Family, Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt. Really awesome. Same with the Jetsons, Cogswell's Caper. This one is sun faded on the front. You can really tell by the Nintendo logo down there, if it's going to focus. You can see it's pretty sun faded. It's like a yellow instead of like a red, but still very, very nice. And then this is a complete copy of RC Pro-Am 2. This one came out of an eBay bundle that I purchased. The same with Shatterhand and the Power Blade, and the Uncharted Waters, actually. But yeah, this is a game I don't think I've ever even had a cartridge, maybe once. So to get a complete one is pretty awesome. This one I was able to complete because I got this box and manual only, and then like 2 weeks ago, and then someone traded in the cartridge to the store just a few days ago, which you guys have probably seen. But this is Chippendale Rescue Rangers 2. So this came in box and manual only from a friend, And then one of our regulars traded in a stack of cartridges to the store in order to purchase a very expensive comic book that he was after. He collects more than just video games. And so this is one of the cartridges that he had. So I was amazed that it came in so quick, and I was able to complete that. And this is in very nice condition as well. Very happy to have that in the collection. Next up, another one that's just box and manual only, but I can't complain because it's a really nice one, and that is Snow Brothers. I used to have this game in my collection when I lived in Florida, and I had a complete copy. Or at least I had the box and cartridge. I can't remember if I had a manual or not, but I'm very glad to have this one back. There are quite a few games that I used to have in my collection that I have not been able to find again. This is one of those games where I was like, man, I really should have kept it because I'm probably not going to find another one, and I'm so glad that I did. Like I said, there are some other games like that where I don't think that I'll ever find them. In particular, Hagane for Super Nintendo, Wild Guns for Super Nintendo, Ninja Warriors for Super Nintendo, and then, surprisingly enough, the B game for the Game Boy Advance. That one's really hard to find. Next one here is another one that I was able to complete. Same story as Chip and Dale. This one came in box and manual only, and then when our regular traded in those NES games, he had the cartridge for it, so it is now complete, and that is Mighty Final Fight, which I'm very, very happy to have. Pretty hard to find game, but the last one here definitely takes the cake. Cake is a pun, if you didn't know. But this is box and manual only as well. The manual is not in good condition. If you have a manual for this game, please let me know. I'm interested. I want to replace this manual. My manual here is missing the back cover. It's missing the back page of the manual, and it's not in great condition other than that even. So the box is not too bad though, luckily. And this is the box and manual for Panic Restaurant, which is a game I have never even owned a cartridge of, so it'll probably be a while before I end up getting one to complete that, but just as it is there, I'm so happy to have just the box and manual even. Like I said, very, very hard to find game. I don't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure a complete in-box copy of Panic Restaurant is over $1,000, which is ridiculous. It's so crazy. To think that any of the games that I have in my collection could be worth that much money is so weird. I mean, obviously, without the cartridge, this is not worth that much, but once it's complete, it would be. And, yeah, it's crazy because I have very, very rarely ever spent more than $1,000 on one particular item. I'm not even talking about just video games in general. Obviously, the little Samson that I bought was more than that. My Sculptor's Cut was more than that. But other than that, honestly, I think the only thing I've ever spent more than $1,000 on has been bills or my car. I don't think that there's anything else. Not even my computer was more than that. My camera was not more than that. I honestly can't think of anything else I've ever purchased in my entire life that was more than $1,000. Yeah. Couple games, my car, and bills. Obviously, bills are more than that every month, but yeah, it's crazy. So, well, actually, I can't remember what I spent on them, but the Mario Kart 8 and Hyrule Warriors Limited Edition Wii U games, those are worth more than $1,000. I can't remember if I paid more than that, though. It's been a while since I bought those, but either way, it doesn't matter. I'm very, very happy to be able to add such awesome items to my collection, and I'm also very happy to be able to share them with you guys. It's very cool that there are people out there, even if you're not into collecting or you're not into video games. I know there's people that still watch my videos either way, and being able to share my collection like this with you guys through video gives my collection a little bit more of a purpose, because as I'm sure you guys know if you watch the vlogs, I don't have a lot of time to play video games. I like playing video games, and I try to play whenever I can, but running the store and running our YouTube channel and everything that we do doesn't leave a lot of time for games, and so most of the enjoyment that I get out of video games is collecting them, not necessarily playing them. And obviously, my goal is to play a lot more. And once I have more time, that's what I'm going to do. But it makes me feel a little bit better knowing that even if I just do a pickup video like this, just giving you guys something to watch, some sort of entertainment to take your mind off whatever's stressing you out, or to just have something to listen to in the background while you're working or while you're cooking or whatever you're doing, that makes me feel a little bit better about having this stuff. Because, like I said, I can't play everything. There's no possible way. I'm never going to play every single game in my collection. I like the option of being able to do that. That's why I go for complete sets. I really, really love collecting. And I would love collecting if it was video games or not. I have that type of personality where collecting is enjoyable to me. I love displaying stuff on the shelves. I love organizing and setting things up and making it look really nice. I, of course, like playing the games as well. It's just a time issue most of the time. But I love that collecting video games is, like, when you collect video games, you're collecting something that does have a purpose. A lot of people collect things that don't do anything, and I completely get that, because the thrill of the hunt and the actual aspect of collecting is what makes it fun. But I like to compare collecting different things, because some people will collect stamps. And while that's not something that I would personally probably enjoy collecting, I get that getting a new stamp, or getting that one particular stamp, is exciting in the same way that it's exciting for me to get Panic Restaurant. For someone else, it might be just as exciting to get one particular stamp that they've been after for years. And so, I totally get that. But when it comes to video games, there's an actual purpose for the items as well. You can actually play the game. It's entertainment. Same with collecting movies or collecting toys. I think most older people who collect toys are not playing with them, but that is, the purpose of them, so you can do that. There is a function for the items that you're collecting, and I think that is one of the main reasons why I gravitate towards collecting video games. Not only is it what my entire life is pretty much about at this point, but there's an actual purpose for them and something that you can actually do with your collection. With stamps or with collecting artwork or whatever it is, you can look at them, but that's pretty much it. Not saying that you can't enjoy that. Obviously, you can. Everyone can enjoy looking at a painting. That's why there's museums everywhere. But with video games, it's more than just looking at it, because you can do that. If that's what you're into, if you just want to collect something to look at it, you can still collect video games. You can look at them all you want. They look nice on the shelf. They have cool artwork. A lot of them come with posters or soundtracks or whatever. But you can also play them. You can enjoy the actual game, which is very, very cool to me. It's one of the main reasons why I enjoy collecting video games. So, I'm glad that I can share it with you guys, and I'm glad that you enjoy watching, and hopefully you enjoyed this video just as much as you would enjoy any other ones that we post. And I appreciate you all so much. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you. Thanks for supporting us in any way that you do. It's very much appreciated. So guys, don't forget to smack the like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.